Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Okay, in this video we will study some more basic terms used in income tax. As we know, income tax is charged on total income earned by the assessee during the previous year. Okay, so the assessee will be taxed for the income he earned in the previous year. So for that, his residential status has to be determined, as the assessee is taxed on the basis of his residential status. So first we have to study what is residential status and how to determine an individual's residential status, individual or assessee's residential status. As we know, assessee can be individual, company, firm, AOP, HUF, anybody can be the assessee. Okay, on the screen you can see one chart which shows that residential status classification, that is how the residential status is classified. It is classified into two main, that is resident and non-resident. And further, resident is subdivided into ordinarily resident and not ordinarily resident. So before charging tax to an assessee, it is necessary to know his residential status. Now we have to study what is this residential status and how to determine the residential status of an assessee. Okay, so in order to determine the residential status, there are some conditions, some rules is there that has to be fulfilled by the assessee. Then only we can, then on the basis of that we will determine his residential status. As we studied in the previous class, different categories of person, that is individual, AOP, HUF, company, firm, like that we have studied. And for each category there is different rule. Basically the rule is same to all categories, but there are some differences. So that differences we have to study very well, and then only we can determine the residential status. Now let us see what is the basic condition and what is the subsequent conditions. In order to determine the residential status of an assessee, we have to know the basic condition as well as the additional or subsequent conditions. So let us see the basic and subsequent or additional condition of an individual. Okay, now you can see on screen the basic condition of an individual. So now let us see what it states. He is in India in that previous year for a period of 182 days or more, which means that the assessee should be in India in the previous year for 182 days or more. Or he should be in India total of 365 days, 4 years preceding to previous years and 60 days in the previous year. If he fulfills any one of the basic conditions, then he is called as resident. Okay, which means that in order to an assessee to be considered as resident, he has to fulfill any one of the basic condition. It can be the first condition or second condition. If he fulfills any one of these basic conditions, then it is said that the individual is a resident. Okay, now let us see what is the condition for ordinarily resident. Okay, so in order to an individual is to be considered as ordinarily resident, he has to fulfill any one of the basic condition and two subsequent conditions as well. That means if he has to be considered as a ordinarily resident, so basic conditions that we have studied earlier, any one of that basic condition he has to fulfill, and along with that he has to fulfill additional condition, that is subsequent conditions also. Now let us see what is this subsequent conditions state. Okay, now on screen you can see the subsequent conditions which state the individual who is a resident should be in India for at least 2 years out of 10 years preceding to previous year. Okay, and second condition is he should be at least 730 days in India during 7 previous years preceding to previous years. So the basic condition, he has to fulfill any one, but in subsequent conditions he has to fulfill both the conditions, which means that if he satisfy one basic condition and two additional conditions, he is considered to be ordinarily resident. And for not ordinarily resident, if he satisfies any one of the basic condition and fails to fulfill or satisfy subsequent conditions, then he is said to be not ordinarily resident. Okay, hope you have understood. Let me explain in short. Okay, for individual, in order to consider in order to determine the residential status of an individual, we should know the basic condition and the subsequent conditions. And if the individual satisfies any one of the basic conditions, then he is said to be resident. And if he satisfies any one basic condition and both additional conditions or subsequent conditions, he is said to be ordinarily resident. And if he satisfies any one basic conditions and fails to satisfy basic or subsequent additional or subsequent conditions, then he is to be considered as not ordinarily resident. Okay, now we have studied that he has to fulfill 182 days in previous year. 182 days, it is not necessary that it should be continuous 182 days. He can be in parts. That means in 1 month he stayed in India for 2 weeks, that means 14 days. Then he left India and back after 1 week and stayed for another 3 weeks, that is 21 days. Like that, in the previous year, that is in last 12 months, he should be total of 182 days. That means he should complete his stay in India for 182 days in previous 12 months. Okay, then we studied about PPY, that is preceding to previous year, which means that before previous year, means years before previous year is considered as preceding to previous year. As in basic condition second, it says that the assessee should be for 4 years preceding to previous year, and also in subsequent condition it says preceding to previous year 10 years. Okay, so preceding to previous year means the years before the previous year. Okay, now let us study the residential status of firm and AOP. In residential status determination for firm and AOP, there is only 2 categories, that is resident and non-resident. There is no not ordinarily resident category. Okay, so in order to consider or determine the residential status of firm, here also there is some conditions. Now let us see what is the condition that is to be fulfilled to be considered as resident or not resident. It says that if a firm or AOP is managed and controlled its affairs wholly or partly in India in the previous year, then a firm is said to be resident. If the management and control of its affairs is wholly outside India in the previous year, then a firm is said to be non-resident. Next is residential status of a company. Here also 2 categories, resident and not resident. A company is said to be resident if it is an Indian company and its place of effective management is in India. Then it is immaterial whether the company has been controlled and managed from India or outside India. And for non-resident, if the place of effective management is not in India, it is said to be non-resident. That is, the company is said to be non-resident. So in this video we have studied about residential status of an individual, residential status of a firm and of a company. Okay, now we have to study residential status of HUF, which will be covered in the next video. Okay, so here if you have any doubt, please let me know, and also if you want to cover any other topic, that also you can comment. Okay, and also if you watch this video, please leave your comments and also like my videos, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.